Hey everyone, this is Mark. Welcome to my channel and welcome to this video. So as promised, this request came from one of my viewers, Amanda. She asked that I do, she didn't specify which one she wanted me to do an FTD book review. I think she's thinking about maybe getting into some of the FTD releases. Actually, she had specifically, in the live stream that we had yesterday, she'd asked about the 2013 release, I want to say, of Prince from Another Planet, which is a fantastic set. If you don't have that, that's a great set to add to your collection. But she had specifically reached out and asked if I would do this review. So we're going to do the review. I just got this probably close to 2 weeks ago, right? Maybe a few days before Christmas. It is the Elvis Presley Change of Habit FTD book. Look at that cover, man. That is an awesome cover. They did such an amazing job with that. This came out in 2015. There's the back, Elvis on the set, kicking back with his sweatshirt. So pretty cool. You can see how thick it is. It's definitely got some weight to it. It's probably six and a half pounds maybe. But this is about, and I can never know if I say his name correctly. Pal Granlund. He does a lot of these books. Like I said, just an awesome cover. I love this cover. And of course, A Change of Habit was Elvis's final acting role in 1969 that he did, and then he was returning to the stage, which he would do up until the end of his life. So, God, I love these pop-ups. Every time I'm making videos, I have this. I have my stand up a little higher. It seems to lock in place. As you know, if you've been watching my recent videos, it keeps drifting. I've had this stand for a little bit. So it's probably time to invest in a new one. They're not very expensive, but for the sake of my videos, yeah. But on the back, I'll read this. It says, Caitlin Wiles, who had a small role in this film, as well as in Stay Away Joe, had this to say about Elvis and Change of Habit shortly after the shoot ended. He comes off 100% better off camera than on. What a shame motion pictures can't capture him like he really is. So let me see, it is sealed. There is a slight tear, I don't know if you can see it, in the front right here, so it's gonna be easy. I don't need a cutting tool to open it. So we will open it and take a look inside. Corner up there. So yeah, so I will say this about the FTDs. The early ones, like I think one was That's the Way It Was, and Elvis in LA. Some of the earlier releases, they didn't have near as many pages in them. They were a little bit smaller. From I'd say 2015 on, including Elvis at Madison Square Garden. That's the Way It Is, a deluxe box set. All those releases, they're really top notch. Like I said, you see how thick it is. Let me see how many pages are in this sucker. So it has, well, if you count the last page, it's got 416 pages in it. And of course, it does come with a bonus CD, which has the same picture on the cover. And it's actually the Camden release of Let's Be Friends. I don't know if there's anything special about the release. Like sometimes they release a CD, it's special with mono. This one was a little dinged. I got it from a good friend. I made a trade with him, but I don't fault him at all. I'm very pleased to have it. But I have gotten other FTD books that when they arrived, they're a little dinged up. So I think the mail, they get knocked around a little bit, and so no biggie. That doesn't bother me. Doesn't change the excitement I have for this book. So I think the easiest way, because of the weight of it, I want to switch my camera. I'm going to pause this, switch my camera, and then I think I'll go through some of the pages, and we'll look at it together, because this is the first time I am looking at it. I'm not going to show obviously the whole thing. The video would probably take an hour and a half plus, but we'll go through some of it briefly and give you an idea of what's contained inside, and we'll go from there. So yeah, give me a second. Be right back with you. All right, so we are back. So of course here's just a title. Elvis Presley, Mary Tyler Moore, Barbara McNair, and Jane Elliott. Elvis, probably around 1968. It says here, Elvis's 31st and last film, shot from March 12th to late April 1969. So there's some interesting, I'm not going to read this, but I'll show that to you. Pretty interesting. I'll read it briefly. It says, the film was not originally written with Elvis in mind. It focused on 3 nuns and was starring vehicle for Mary Tyler Moore was Susan St. James. Later, Elvis's character, Dr. John Carpenter, was written in the script to fulfill a contractual obligation. Jane Elliott, in the role of Sister Barbara, joined the cast as a replacement for Susan St. James. So that's the thing about these FTD releases of any kind, whether it be the albums, the gatefolds. There's the cast. Great color photography. The gatefolds, these CDs, and some of the booklets that come with it, the sessions, and these books. Just a plethora of information. Mary Tyler Moore on the set. So I'm, I guess, looking up at some of the buildings. There she is on the set again. And again, I'm not going to go through this whole thing because it would just take too long. It's weird they cut, they got these guys, they cut Elvis's face off in this picture. Weird. The Rubberneckin' song. April 22nd of 69. And in my opinion, Elvis looked great here. He was lean. He just looked happy. He looked fulfilled. I think him doing the 68 special really revived him, even though he knew that his acting career was coming to an end. I think he was very relieved with, well, I don't think I know. He was relieved about that, and he could focus on returning to the stage in just a couple of months after filming ended at the International. Look at that, man. Look at that photography. Just so cool. Crystal clear. Like, these pictures are so clear, as you can see. I've seen that picture. And stop, look, and listen, baby. That's my philosophy. Elvis, one of the actresses, maybe one of the extras, maybe. So, like I said, I'm skipping through, just a few of these pictures because it would just take much too long to look at it all, although I'd love to share that time with you. Talks about Elvis's makeup, the haircut that he had for the movie. Pretty cool. Just tons of information, tons and tons and tons of good stuff. Just kind of going ahead a little bit. I don't know if these are stills from the movie or if they're like just on set. Elvis being playful there. These are pictures, I mean, through FTD, you would never, ever see. I mean, look at that, man. Look at a great close-up. You would just never see these. You would never see these pictures anywhere else. So, just to kind of move ahead, there's Elvis in the role as the doctor. Gospel singer Mahalia Jackson visiting the main stage number 42 at Universal Studios to meet Elvis and co-star Barbara McNair. So pretty cool. Did not know that. Very neat. Very, very cool, man. I cannot say enough about these books. And some of these older ones, man, I'm telling you, like this one itself, like I said, I obtained this through a trade. Traded off a couple of my records for this book, and very happy to have it. Very happy to finally add it to the collection. like I said, because of the cost on some of these, they're just, to me, they're unobtainable and just not really realistic in getting them. Elvis in kind of a candid moment. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Elvis always get along with his co-stars, especially his female co-stars, which, who can blame him? Elvis acted with a lot of, you know, very famous actresses, and Elvis had just that, had a spontaneous, I can't say it. Had a lot of spontaneity, that's what I'm trying to say, but he was, you know, he was Elvis Presley. He had a lot of charisma, and he was fun on the set. I've read that in many of his roles, that he was just a lot of fun. He was very generous with his co-stars. Like I said, just kind of moving along just a little bit here. Again, I don't know if this is in the movie or if these are just like candid kind of photos. Like I said, you'd never see these shots really anywhere else but through these FTD releases. Pretty cool. Of course, there is that's actually a couple seconds later. He's actually looking down a little bit more here than he is here. Here he's kind of got his chin up just a little bit. You can see it's maybe just a second or two difference. Elvis probably being a little bit goofy. Like I said, Elvis looked really good here, man. Just looked happy, looked fulfilled, I guess you can say, for a better, lack of a better term. Talks about, you know, his interaction with co-stars. The beginnings of Elvis's look through the end of his life with the long sideburns. Elvis and Joe Esposito. Elvis on the set. Pretty cool. Kind of skip ahead here a little bit. Yeah, I mean, if you are a fan of this movie, or and who wouldn't be, anything Elvis. Mary Tyler Moore with a smoke. It looks like it's going right in Elvis's face. This picture I've seen before. Seen it many times. Let's see if it's I skipped a couple pages to see if it's. That's the one I've seen. It's a very nice picture. I've also seen this one many times over through the years. I've seen a lot of Colonel Parker in any of these. I know he was on the set, obviously. Again, just skipping ahead a little bit. And of course, as it goes, Elvis falls in love. I don't think he realizes it's that she is a nun. And you don't know what Mary Tyler Moore's character chose, if she chose Elvis or to leave the convent. It's never revealed in the movie. on the set. Yeah, this is actually one of the nicer books. Like I said, all the FTD books are really, really good, but man, these bigger ones are really phenomenal. Trying to avoid that glare a little bit. Property of Notre Dame. Now this says UT Memphis. This is actually a cool picture. I think they really enjoyed it. It talks about what I think is a cool song, Have a Happy, and different information about it. Them on the Ferris wheel. Pretty cool. This picture I've seen many times. There's the Colonel. He's just having fun, as he always did on. Looks like here he is signing some autographs. Always there for his fans. He was always there. Skip ahead a little bit here. I've seen this picture before too. Actually had a book. I still have it. I was able to reacquire it. Shortly after Elvis passed away, I saved some money from chores and different side jobs I did as a kid. I was 9 at the time, 9 or 10, and there was a book that I wanted of Elvis, and I was able to reacquire and get a new copy, but it came out prior to his passing, and it had some of these pictures that recollected his movie career and him on stage, and always looking dapper with his white trunks and his white shoes, or white short pants, I should say. I'll just skip ahead a little bit. Mary Tyler Moore in her full outfit. I'm actually skipping ahead quite a bit here, just don't want to take too much of your time, but just want to give you a good idea of what this book entailed. Yeah, if you can get your hands on this, definitely do it. Let Us Pray. Talks a little bit about that. Kind of a blurred picture. With this guitar. It's a great picture. Really nice picture. It says, it's got all this information. Did you talk to Elvis much between scenes and interviews with different people? I mean, look at all that. It's a lot of good reading material just in itself with, all the pictures. Elvis with Bill Elliott, who was married to Dionne Warwick at the time. This talks about Jane Elliott, one of the co-stars in the film. Talks about, what are your recollections of Mary Tyler Moore, I guess, working with her on the set of the movie. There's Elvis with a young fan. Pretty cool. And Elvis loved his fans, no doubt about that. It's one of the endearing things that I always loved. Now these are actually around this time. This is near his residence, or at his residence. Candid photos from the period. Elvis always took out time for his fans, whether it would be at Beverly Hills or in Graceland in Memphis. He always took time to go to the gate, especially at Memphis, and sign autographs. And from what I've heard, from just about every story I've read or pictures, he was always obliging, he was always friendly, he was always I think the main thing is he was appreciative. It wasn't the fact that he felt like, oh, this is something I have to do because I'm famous. He wanted to do it. He loved his fans. He truly, truly, that's why he did everything he did, and he gave it 110%, in my opinion. Elvis with Lisa Marie, April 6, 1969. Little cutie. So, cool picture of Elvis there. Yes, these are almost like bonus photos, I guess you can say. Everything's dated. Again, this is at his Beverly Hills home that he and Priscilla had. And there's the movie poster. So, that's different letters and promotions. And the other thing that's impressive about these FTD books is just how almost ridiculously thorough, but I don't say that in a bad way. It's really, really cool if you have the time to read it. Talked about the different times it premiered in the U.S. on television. So the first time it hit the United States was October 30th, 1972, so over 3 years later. And of course, it's from probably a movie still from, or a movie card from Girl Happy. And then, of course, there's the, let's see, there it talks about it. Released April 1960, Let's Be Friends, of course, on the Camden label. There's the 45, and it's got some bonus tracks on it. So it looks like it's got 12 songs. It's got the original Let's Be Friends release, and then some bonus tracks. All right, so there you have it. The FTD Change of Habit book. So I hope you enjoyed that. I sure did. I'm glad we could look at that together. I like to do, when I do these openings, I will purposely hold on to some of them if I think it's a really cool release that I want to share with each and every one of you. I enjoy showing them off. So with that, thanks again for joining in. Thanks for those who have subscribed. For those who comment, I really appreciate each and every one of you. Till next time, take care. We'll see you soon.